In tonight's video, you can join us at the Jolly Roger in Bovey Tracey, where I sit down and have a conversation with Chris Sims, who owns it. Jolly Roger produce life-size models for events, for films, for production companies, and for domestic individuals. And Chris has got an amazing venue in Bovey Tracey where he's got his collection of over 70 motorbikes on display, which the general public can go and have a look around and see what it's all about. So the first part of the video is going to be like a mini podcast where I sit down with Chris and find out a little bit more about himself, how he got into it, and a little bit about his business. And then we have a walk around the Jolly Roger to have a look at all of the amazing bikes on display. You can either choose to listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or you can watch the full thing on YouTube. I'd recommend, to be fair, for this episode that you go over to YouTube and you give it a watch because you can see all of the amazing bikes in the video. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out Jolly Roger, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Today, you are joining us down at the Jolly Roger in Bovey Tracey, joining myself with Chris, the owner. Chris, do you just want to introduce yourself a little bit, talk to us about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Chris Sims. I've owned the Jolly Roger since 1994, so we've had 31 years in business so far. And we are here in Bovey Tracey. Beautiful day as always, like a little paradise down here.
100%.
And yeah, we sell life-size models for a living, and I collect motorcycles for a hobby.
How did you get into it?
The model side of it, I used to deal in nautical antiques and doing pub refurbishments, places like the Coombe Cellars down in Newton Abbot, and a few other smugglers over in Newton Abbot as well. And we used to decorate pubs for a living, for actually putting all the bric-a-brac in. And then one day at an antiques fair, trying to source some more items, I found a life-size pirate and a life-size diving helmet. And it was that day that changed everything, and we managed to source where they actually came from out in the Philippines. And we now buy containers every single 2 weeks full of models, and then we sell them all on now all over the world.
Are you one of the only people in the UK that do it, or is there a few
Yeah, as
more?
good as there's nobody else that's dedicated just purely into doing the models. You will find our models in other places, such as second-hand furniture outlets and places like that, but that mainly comes from here. So we're the main importers for the UK and mostly over Europe as well.
Get on. And the models are obviously, they're not just for like collectors, they're for film sets, studios, and all that sort of stuff.
If you look at the Mummy film, and there was obviously items on the Mummy film, like some of the Egyptian statues that was in there. Several TV programs now. They don't stand out initially, but once you know what we do and what the models are, you'll tend to find you'll see them more on sets like EastEnders. Casualties, another big one for the BBC. So yeah, quite a few.
Good on. So you provide quite a few life-size models then for a fair amount of people. Like say, not just like private individuals, it's commercial clients
We
as
sell
well.
a lot to people who do want to put them in their garden. Things like cows and dinosaurs and things like that do go into people's gardens. But we do a lot for fairground attractions. We do a lot for the big, like Thorpe Park. Go to Lightwater Valley, you can go to Alton Towers, and Creeley locally, Woodland locally.
Get on.
Yeah, Creeley's done a lot of work with us over
Have
the
they?
years, and Gulliver's theme parks as well.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of like tourist attractions like that around in Devon, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly have. And every time they theme a new ride, so say they're doing a new raptor ride, and they'll come to us and ask us what raptors we got. So Creeley did their new dinosaur ride a few years ago.
Yeah.
And where they've actually got some animated dinosaurs as well. And they've also got the Jeeps that drive all the way through.
Yeah.
And so they came to us and we supply them with a lot of dinosaurs for that one.
What's the craziest request that you've had for a model? Or what's the biggest or craziest?
Well, the biggest is actually behind us here. Look, you can actually see that's one of the tallest ones that we do. You can ask you to pronounce it now, and that's almost impossible. It's something like a Quetzalcoatlus.
Really?
And that's a big model for the dinosaurs. But we've also done other big dinosaurs as well. I'll never forget going over the M4 bridge once with one of the big T-Rexes, and someone spotted it. It was when Chris Evans was doing his breakfast show, and somebody actually videoed us going through the toll booths on the M4 and put the picture of the dinosaur through.
No way, that's insane.
So yeah, we've done quite a lot. We do a lot of things like this, like the Incredible Hulk behind you.
Yeah.
They go a lot to play parks and things like that.
Yeah, good on. How many models do you reckon you sell a week? Do you do?
It's impossible to say.
Really?
I mean, like I say, you can have, I don't know, we're doing deliveries tomorrow. We're going out to Wetherby, we're going to Sheffield. So Wetherby, they've got a life-size horses and things like that. Then we're going to Sheffield where they've got a lot of pirates. And then we're dropping down to Nottingham and they've got vases. It's such an array of different things. And We at the moment we're working with a company in America, and we've got 3 containers going to America.
Get
So there's a
on.
lot that goes on from a small place in Bovey
Yeah, it's
Tracey.
crazy. Do you know, it's mad, right? Because I heard about this place a few years ago, but I didn't necessarily know where it was. People were saying that there's a place with loads of motorbikes and loads of cool bits. Never knew what it was. And then after we came here a few weeks ago, didn't we? I was so impressed with what you do, and the fact that somewhere like this is so local to us is pretty
Yeah,
incredible. Obviously, done.
it's amazing how many people still come in. We call them Jolly Virgins. And on our Facebook page for the actual Jolly Bike Shop, we call them Jolly Virgins, and we take a picture, put them up, and celebrate them finding us.
Yeah,
And it's
100%.
amazing. Even people in Ivy Bridge, King Stainton, say they've never been here before.
Yeah, because we shared some stuff, and a lot of people knew who you were and what you're
Yeah,
doing. They've been coming for a while, and some people said, "Oh, it's on my doorstep," and never
yeah, never
never
knew it was here.
realised, which is crazy. Which is almost it's nice in a way because you always getting new people come down, and obviously
Yeah,
it's kids' holiday today, and as you can see, there's
yeah, we've got
families
half
coming
term this
down.
week.
Yeah, because it's completely free to come and have a look around.
Completely free to come and have a look around the showrooms. We always said if people was to pay every single time they came, they wouldn't come.
100%.
So
Yeah,
we've got the cafe here, we've got the ice cream parlor, and like I say, I would nearly everybody that comes will spend some money in the cafe. So,
yeah.
and we have to have the models on display so our main customers can
So
actually
come and have
see
a look
what they
around.
look like. So we've got
Yeah.
like a walkthrough for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, we'll have a little look in a bit at the showroom and stuff. How long have you been at this site? Have you always been
This
at?
site's been 13 years now
Get on. And where was you before that?
in Pottery Road, which is less than a mile away.
Yeah, I do.
But it was only 1,000 square foot there, whereas we've got 10,000 square foot
What was
inside
the
here.
what was this used for before?
This one was used before us was it's almost like an extension to a garden centre.
Right.
And I used to do multi-fuel and do stoves and hay and all sorts of things, almost like a little country store.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, and when we moved in 13 years ago, the whole car park was full up with containers for our storage. And over the last 13 years, we've been able to move it on. We've got another premises just down the road, which is our Christmas showroom,
Yeah,
and it's called
nice.
St Nicholas's House. And then
Nice.
we were able to acquire the yard which is behind, which used to be called Jeffrey's Yard, and is now called Jolly's Yard. And
Nice.
that's our warehouse in. That's where the containers get unloaded,
Nice.
and all the big dinosaurs are there over there as well, some big sharks and things like that we can't fit into this yard.
Yeah, nice. Did you always have this vision of what it was going to be like now with the cafe, the seat, and the merch and all that sort of stuff?
If you
Was it
said it to me 10 years ago, I would say probably no.
really?
But our little girl was born in COVID, and we decided to turn where we're sat now, this building that used to be the old tourist information centre. We moved it from over in the car park in town and brought it here. And during that COVID time, with Josie being born, we just decided it would be a good idea to,
No way. Oh, so it's fairly recent then,
yeah,
really?
so the actual cafe's been running, it'd be 6 years on the 4th of July.
Really? Yeah, I didn't realise it was so recent.
And
Well, obviously, another big thing that if those who haven't been here before, even the ones who have been here, they'll notice you've got 70 odd motorbikes in
yeah,
display. Talk
that's,
to us about that. Where did that start?
I've always had a passion for motorbikes from a very, very young age, riding fizzies, which I've now actually got an original fizzy in the collection, um, right the way up through, into the bigger bikes. And over the last sort of 10, 11 years, I've been able to put my bike collection in downstairs, especially since we've been able to build on the new premises down the road, and we've
Yeah,
been able to move a lot of the items that were downstairs into there, which was the
yeah,
Christmas one. And also as well, we put a new floor in. So a lot of the models went upstairs, and it just gradually over the last 10, 11 years, the bikes have got bigger and bigger. I've collected more. The business has done well, and I've invested into my own collection of motorbikes, which is free for everybody to come and look at.
yeah, which is incredible. Like, obviously, I knew there were some bikes there, but I didn't expect there to be. How many did you say you've got in the
There's
collection?
over 80 now.
Is there?
Yeah, not all are
Wow.
on display in here. We have still got some new ones and still some older ones that are actually just put away for the moment. And we do swap it around a little bit, but that is the main collection
Yeah,
now.
get on.
And this Thursday we've got a bike night, and we're revealing a new bike,
Nice.
a new
Yeah,
bike which
nice.
everybody will like.
Tell you what am I doing Thursday? I wonder if I can get the Harley truck up here. That could be quite cool. That
That would
black
be
and white
nice.
truck. I'll see what I can do to get that up here on
Yeah,
Friday.
definitely.
So, how many years has it taken you to get these 80 motorbikes?
It's probably been 11, 12 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of collections that I've bought, say 5 or 6 in a collection.
It's nice to see,
So,
really, because a lot of people buy stuff and they just sell it after a year, 2 years. I see
out
you're a
of
collector.
all the bikes I've had, there's only been 2, I think, that I've sold.
Wow.
Out of all the bikes that I've actually bought into the collection, there was a Suzuki Beking. I just didn't ride it, and there was a guy that was absolutely passionate about Bekings. He'd been to see one that day, and he was really upset that what he went to see wasn't right. And then he came here. He was told about our place, and then he found I had a Beking, and yeah, he was just so passionate. A guy from North Devon.
No
And
way.
in the
Do you
end,
still keep in touch with him?
he's been down once, I think, on it since. But yeah, hopefully this summer he'll be down again.
Yeah, nice. How often do you get to use the bikes now? Because I take you're pretty busy, aren't you?
Yeah, we are busy, but I would say that it's like now I've got the Indian Challenger Jack Daniels edition out at the moment,
Yeah.
and that's been out now for the last couple of weeks, and that's what I've been using while the weather's
Yeah,
good.
nice.
But the other ones I do ride. The Rocket 3 is one of my favourites, TFC.
Yeah, nice.
I've got the Iron Maiden chopper in the corner as well, which I can ride. Yeah, so there is other bikes in there that we do use.
How do you maintain it? Are they all on trickle charge, or do you just
Mostly on trickle charge, and then the other ones we start up every now and again. I've got a bad habit of leaving them from time to time and having to put them back on charge again. I've got a very good friend called JJ, who helps me out tremendously with looking after the bikes.
Yeah, nice.
I've got a guy called Chris Davis who comes in regularly and he gives the bikes a good old clean.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, because I take it they get quite dusty and stuff like that.
So Chris comes in. He's usually in once a week or something like that, and he loves doing it. He loves coming in and cleaning the bikes.
So you've got obviously a large percentage of take it's Harley Davidsons, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of Harley Davidsons. There's over 20.
Is there?
And
yeah. Do you know how many of each that you've got of Harleys, Indians?
I couldn't tell you exactly. I think there's 6 Indians and about 21 Harleys, something like that. Harleys have always been more popular and been more available, but now Indian are really coming on strong.
Yeah, nice.
And especially, I collect the Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
so
nice.
bottles, and that's a really big part of my collection. And so now I've actually got 4 of the limited edition Jack Daniels bikes that were made with Indian.
Nice. How many of them did they make?
So each one, there's either 100 or 107 or 177.
Right.
But they only made 7. They did it for 7 years. They did it from 2016 up until 2023.
Right. Good.
So they made a different style of bike in each of those years. So it could be a Springfield, it could be a Challenger, it could be a Scout, it could be a Chief Dark Horse Bobber. There's a Roadmaster.
Yeah,
there's a Chieftain. So each year they did something different. But Brian Clock got involved, who's a very famous bike builder in America, and he actually designed the bikes, and they only made, like I said, either 100, 107 or 177 of each one worldwide.
Get on.
And I've now got 4.
That's amazing.
So there's 3 to go. So if anybody knows where the other 3 are, please let me know.
Give me a shout. What was I going to say then? Completely gone off my mind. Oh, where's the future of Harley Davidson then? Is it still looking quite strong, or?
Not really. Not at the moment.
It's like all of the brands, and cars as well. Cars seem to be exactly the same.
Harley seem to have. I think they've lost their sort of demographic in the sense of the type of person that would buy a Harley.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of second-hand Harleys out there. So, yeah, the new ones, I'd say they're probably finding it really hard to sell new Harleys these days.
Yeah. I know it's a difference
price tag as well.
Yeah, this is the thing. Because I go to the NEC motorbike show every year.
Yeah.
And you notice the difference. There was a couple of years where Harley Davidson wasn't there. They just wasn't, which was odd in itself.
It was something to do with what the CEO had said actually in national press and all the rest of it, and the brand started to take a downhill turn.
Yeah.
So they don't sell as many bikes as what they used to.
It's such a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
How long's Harley Davidson been going?
Well, 1903, if I remember rightly, and 1901 for Indian.
It's a shame because it's the same with the car market at the minute. They're much the same because everything's going electric. All the design's changing. Everything's completely changing. Whereas,
well, it's a price difference as well. Because I mean, if you're looking at a new CVO Harley, you're probably looking over 40,000.
Yeah, which is insane.
It's insane. But then you got these new Chinese companies like Bender and people like that that are coming on. I mean, it's a terrible name for a bike, but it's spelled Benda. And they've just brought out like a cruiser bike. It's only 700cc, but it goes really well. And you know, it's got a 310 rear end back tire on it.
Yeah.
And it's £10,000.
Yeah. There's a huge 30 grand difference. Yeah.
And there's people I know that have got Ducatis, they've got Diavos and things like that. They're over £20,000, but they're trading them in now, and they're actually buying the new Chinese Benders and things like that.
I suppose that the good thing in that sense, that all the bikes you got are just going to shoot up in value because
they're all collectible.
People are not buying the new one; they're going to be after the older, the original ones, and that will push the price up, I suppose.
But like I said, there's some limited edition ones in there which they should hold all their money and actually go up in value. I mean, there's a couple of bikes in there which I've collected. There's a Triumph Breitling bike, which is a speed twin, and then there's a TFC bobber.
Yeah, nice.
And they haven't been out. I've got other bikes I can ride, and they're just really nice collectible bikes.
Nice. Do you think you'll ever sell any in the future, or you want to have more?
I think it's got to be classed as a pension fund, hasn't it? I think it might be a case of one day getting down.
That's what you got to tell the wife anyway, isn't it?
Do you know what? My wife supports me in everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes she turns around and says, "I'd rather sell the wife than sell a bike," but it's not true. It's not true. No, we've got great support in what Rachel does as well. She helps out tremendously with Josie's, and she works with me in the office as well as my daughter.
Yeah, nice.
So we've got a nice family-run business.
Which is sometimes, you don't often hear of like stuff like that, especially nowadays. It's nice to still see that there is family-run businesses like that,
Yeah,
and it's all going well. Can it get a bit difficult working with the family, or is it? No, it's all fun.
I would say all fun. Sometimes we do actually have to have discussions of what's going on, but I mean, everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows what we do for a living.
Yeah, nice.
If we don't sell the models, then then we don't have a business.
You do a lot on social media as well, don't you?
Yeah,
a lot of your work's through social media, I take it.
I've always said that when we did this, I mean, the cafe side and everything else evolved. It wasn't a case of I want a cafe. It's not a case of I want a shop or I want 80 motorbikes. It's just evolved.
Yeah,
and it's just really just the bike side of it. I started adding more bikes in the collection. We had more bikers coming in because they were telling other bikers, go and have a look at Chris's collection.
Yeah.
And it just grew. And then we actually put the cafe in, like I say, 6 years ago, because people were coming in and saying, oh, I'd love to get a coffee, or I'd love to get...
Yeah.
And it's just grown and grown.
You just build up from there. You have the foundations, you just build up from there, don't you? That's the biggest thing. It's like some of our lot that come to our car events. We've got the younger generation come down, and then you've got some of the older generation come down who've been building a business for like years and years, and they only see like the final result. They don't see that gap in the middle where...
Oh yeah, there's been years.
Yeah, there's been years where you've learned all the mistakes and tried things.
There's been years when I was in the fire brigade for 10 years, and also running this business alongside when it wasn't as big as what it is now. And living in the back of a van and things like that, people don't see those years.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just see the end result. They don't see that hard work that you've had to do.
No, so there's a few people in town that know what I went through back in the early 2000s, but everything got better. And living in the back of the van when you haven't got any money and borrowing money at Christmas to go out for a drink and things like that, you remember those people that did that for you. And you also remember now. My philosophy is, if I haven't got the money, I don't spend it.
That period is like make or break, isn't it? That period of like when you got no money, or you're in the back of a van or whatever. That's literally make or break. Like people can go down two different routes. Obviously, it can give you a kick up the ass, or you end up just stuck in that same situation. Obviously, it gave you that motivation.
I had good friends at the time, and they turned around and suggested, that was back in 2003. That I could join the fire brigade here in Bovey Tracey as a retained firefighter.
Yeah, nice.
And that gave me what I call a stable income to be able to actually afford to live. And then the business, then I kept on growing at the time until got to the point, I think it was 11 years later, where the business got so big that I couldn't afford to run off when the pager went off.
Yeah, fair.
But it was good. I mean, the fire brigade years are great years.
Was it? Yeah.
Great camaraderie, and we still got a lot of firefighters that come in here now.
Yeah, that's nice. Any of them big bike fans? Or?
Yeah, there's a group called Firefighters 66 Motorcycles.
Yeah, and, nice.
They've got their own group as they're not a motorcycle club, but they're a great group. They were here on Saturday. There must have been about 12 of them from all around the country.
Because the fire station's obviously just opposite,
just opposite, yeah.
Yes, so you didn't have to run too far.
No. And also as well, I mean, I employed a couple of people that was in the fire brigade with me as well. So, at one point I was able to let them go. But
how many people do you employ now?
We've got 7 here now.
Yeah, nice.
Well, that's without including the staff in the cafe, which is probably another 6.
Yeah, nice. Get on.
So the Jolly Roger's probably got, I think there's 7 of us in total.
Yeah, nice. Get on. All right, well, I appreciate you sitting down. Should we have a little walk around some of the bikes and see what's what? Cool, let's do it.
No problem.
Quick one, don't forget you can join us at Winslade Park on Sunday the 28th of June. We're going to have a wide range of cars on display, from sports, classic performance, supercars and everything else in between. If you've got a car that you want to display on the lawn, you can actually apply to get a free driver's ticket, which gives you free entry to the event, which is mega. All you got to do is follow the details down below, and we hope to see you on the 28th of June at Winslade Park in Exeter. Right, so Chris, we're upstairs now where all of the life-size models
Yeah,
are. We've got a range of different things from animals to characters from
everything
yeah,
really.
everything. So yeah, let's have a little walk around. If there's any standout ones, obviously we've got the smallest
Yeah.
models up to some of the big ones.
I mean, look, you've got a little bunny rabbit down there, little Easter series. And then we can go through everything from, we've got a few characters there, Humpty Dumpty on the floor. We do a lot of funny farm when you get little golf courses and little amusement places. There's a nice place up in Norwich Way called Petite's Animal Farm, and he's got a whole array of all the funny animals, all displayed all over the
That is
place.
super cool. That is super cool.
And funny cows and funny sheep, and then we can even got the little mice.
Oh yeah, look over there, Darcy.
Pigs are a massive seller. We always sell lots of pigs to people that buy them privately and to people that want to put them into farm attractions. Sheep, we sell lots of sheep.
Yeah.
Lots of merino sheep and Texel sheep.
What's the biggest amount that you've sent to one customer? Like, as in not price-wise, but as in the amount of
Like I
models.
say, this one customer's having 3 containers full in America at the moment for a play centre.
Is that the biggest order? For
And
one
Gulliver's theme park as well. They have
oh,
3
over the
containers.
years.
Yeah,
Fair. That's a lot. Well, all ranging from sort of small models up to
everything.
everything.
When they're doing a whole complete new theme park or something like that, then obviously they need lots of models to do it.
3 containers is a lot of models.
But we did there was a series some otters later, and we did an actual painting parade in Devon, and it was all on National Park.
Right.
And they had over 180 otters over 2 different occasions.
That is insane. So so for those that like might be interested in ordering one of the model, is it all online or is it order only?
Yeah.
Like you email and order?
No, they can come in personally and buy it, or they can come through the website, which is lifesize-models.co.uk. Fully e-commerce site on there. They can actually click on it, get the shipping costs and everything.
Yeah, nice.
And then they can just go straight out the door.
Yeah, nice. Get on. Yeah, there's also we've got some ones in primer back here. So this is what they start off like.
This is what they're made like in the factory.
Yeah.
But also, we tend to have most things painted within the factory.
Right.
So everything comes to us painted, unless we want some primer ones for people, personal people that want to do a painting project of their own. Or, I mean, like this was used for the Children's Hospice Southwest, this pair. So there was, I think it was 25 pairs, all painted by artists in North Devon.
No way, that's cool.
And they all went out on display. The owls were used up in Thetford. The kingfishers were used in Gloucester. The sheep we had in Exeter quite a while ago. And the hares as well. We did a lot of hares. And that was Hares on the March over in Dublin.
Right.
And they had 100 of the hares. The corgis as well. Everything's been painted for painting parades. And
yeah, good on.
Little ones on the top as well that people like to come in. They got a lovely girl called Nikita Potter, and she comes in on a regular basis. And her mum actually bought her 3 for her birthday a few weeks ago.
No way, get on.
And she painted them the same day she got
them.
No
way, that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
The unicorns, they were used in Bristol, would have been 3 years ago this summer. And they had over 50 of those displayed all around Bristol.
Yeah, because we were just saying that, weren't we? That there's like in Exeter 1 year or 2 years on the trot, they had a couple of different, they had a rhino and some...
rhino and gorillas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are the unicorns. Like I said, there was a large one and a small one. They had over 100 between the two. And this little fella, he's called a Panger cat. And it's like the Disney equivalent in Ireland.
Right.
So that's a very famous cat in Ireland, and they call it the Kilkenny Cats. And they were all put out on parade in Kilkenny with all different paint jobs all over them again.
That's insane.
And one of them actually turned the holes here. They completely took it apart, and they actually had the Guardians of the Galaxy inside.
No
with like the little rats and the mice. If you ever look at that Kilkenny Cats in Ireland, and you look for that one, it looks fantastic.
That is insane.
And there's some of the otters I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, that is super cool. Then on this side, we also got complete
yeah,
final
this
versions.
Is all the different themes. So if somebody was to open up a Viking area,
yeah, that is super cool.
And we sell lots of dogs to private individuals.
Yeah, people love all that sort of stuff, don't they? Absolutely love all that sort of stuff.
Especially Labradors.
Yeah.
And sausage dogs.
And golden retrievers.
And one we call the pissing pug with his leg in the air.
Yeah, more characters again.
Yeah, these again, you'd find these more in a themed area. Somebody who was doing a themed jungle area.
Yeah.
I think Chessington Zoos had some of these.
No, that is proper cool. Then moving on through to the next part. This place is massive.
This
huge.
side here, this is probably one of the most popular themes that we do. You've obviously got lots of pirates that we sell. There's probably about 40 to 50 different stand-up pirates that we've actually got.
Yeah, that is cool.
You know, from
and you've got everything from the accessories to the actual people
themselves. Theme anything. You imagine how many different pirate adventure golf courses there are around the country.
True.
Indoors and outdoors.
Yeah, that is true.
And they all want something.
Yeah, like mini golf places and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there's 18 holes on a golf course. They're going to need quite a bit of stuff to actually dress it.
And obviously, this is completely open to the public. We've not just come up here on like an invite only. Like, this is open all year round.
We always say children under 14 should be with an adult.
Yeah, fair.
We don't want people running around such and playing games and hide and seek. It is a showroom that needs to be respected.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want bits, because some of this stuff is quite fragile as well. You don't want bits being played with and all that sort of stuff.
We don't mind. There's that dinosaur seat. The child's going to sit on that.
Oh, that's cool.
We say don't go over the red and white lines, but the child's going to sit on that.
That's an exception. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then we got all this side. Then you're coming down. It's like sea theme. So you got summer scenes, Neptunes, and fishermen and fish, mermaids, all that type of thing.
Some dinosaurs on this side.
And this side again, another massive theme. The amount of dinosaur, golfs and attractions there are. So yes, there's only a small selection of what we do in the way of that. And then behind that, you've got some jungle animals. You've got some elephants, some giraffes.
Yeah, super cool.
And then monkeys round the corner.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is super cool.
Monkeys and chimps.
So if we walk into the next room, this is more of the characters and stuff, the actual characters.
Yeah. This is, again, you've got more jungle theme. You've got lionesses and lions and zebras. And the bears are good as well. We do sell a lot of the bears.
Oh, these are super cool. These are.
Little tigers.
Yeah. That is really cool.
And again, some newer models like the feathered Velociraptor, because the Velociraptors were said to have had feathers.
Right.
So obviously then we got onto it and the factory started making Velociraptors with feathers.
Do you find like when new films come out, say Jurassic Park, for example, that's when you'll get an increase in sales and stuff like this?
Yeah, it's like the dinosaurs themselves. So when the Bluey came out,
the
Bluey one, then we actually changed the colour on one of the dinosaurs to actually make it the right colour for
Makes
the film.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they can't have something big, then they can always have something like the heads.
So that's a good thing with you. There's always a film coming. There's always a children's film coming out or something like that. So you'll always have work like this. Because like you say, if you can adapt the animals to whatever the film is, say a dinosaur.
I mean, the lion there, that's been used in Narnia themes so many times. And also for the Lion King as well.
Yeah, cool.
And we have people that put the whole set up from the lioness and the lion and the 3 cubs underneath. They got a pride of lions.
Yeah, that is super cool. Well, we'll have a little walk on through this part. Darcy, watch the step. I know you're looking up and around. And
this area, we've got a lot of characters. I mean, everything from musical, you've got things like Elvis Presley. There's probably about 6 or 7 different Elvis Presley statues.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Darcy then if she knew who that was without Chris saying. Yeah, you wouldn't have known that. You would have, you?
Got the Godfather.
Yeah.
And then we got characters similar to the Rolling Stones. Not exactly the same, but similar to give that effect. Blues Brothers.
I suppose this sort of stuff you probably see a lot in people's man caves at home cinema rooms and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And we sell a lot to hotels as well.
Do you? Yeah.
Quite a few bits and pieces that go to hotels. We've got what we call a stylish section. But there's only a few bits there at the moment. But you get hotels that want to buy things like that. We had a set of ballerinas the other week. And we sold them to one of our customers, and he put them into a big hotel in Mayfair.
Get on.
Beautiful pair of ballerinas.
It's super cool. There's so much different variety around.
And then, again, Coldstream Guards or Grenadier.
Oh, they must do quite well.
Queen Guards, we do a lot with them. There's a guy in London that paints them all up in funky designs and sells them on. We do well with those. And food, all the food models.
Yeah, look at the ice creams there.
Ice creams are a big one. We've actually commissioned a lot of these to be made purely for us, so nobody else can sell them.
Really?
They can go to America. They can go all over the place. And the little 3-foot whippy ones up there we designed. The 4-foot ones here on the floor we designed.
Do you find people put them in like ice cream vans and stuff like that? Or stuff like this next
a lot of shops. You can imagine if you've got an ice cream shop with a machine inside, you've got to put something outside to say that you sell ice cream.
Yeah, it's quite a standout feature, to be fair, if you had something like that outside.
These are always popular. We've got them standing and that go on the wall. And then my daughter's recently, she designed the pasty.
Did she? No way.
She had that one, she designed that one and had that one made for us.
That's brilliant.
And
This one's a cool figure.
Mr. Chips, he's probably been around 25 years now.
That's cool. I like that. Stand out.
It's one of the older ones. And the hot dogs as well. That design's been around for about 25 years. And this one's only been this year. So the hot dog, you can either put it on the wall or you can have it down on a tabletop.
The butcher's quite a familiar looking figure.
Yeah, there was one made years ago. And obviously that went out of production a long time ago. And we were being asked for it a lot. So we've actually designed that one. And had the cleaver put into his hand as well. You'll find the old butcher, the really, really old one, if you see one, has got no cleaver. So that's a model that we designed and had the factory make for us.
Yeah,
and that sells really well. You will see them. Now that you've seen them on this,
yeah,
you'll see them 100%, all over the place.
Yeah. They say that with cars and stuff, but like when you're buying a car, you end up seeing it all the time and stuff.
And then Wild West. We do a lot of Wild West. These are the Indians that we've just got at the moment. And then there's a section downstairs for the cowboy and the moonshine area.
Yeah, that is super cool. That's where my name comes from, actually, is North American Indian.
Was it?
Yeah. There's my middle name is Lakota, so it's like the Lakota tribe.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you're going back to state your claim?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Right, if we have a little walk on down, and this is where all of the, we say over 80 plus motorbikes are.
There's probably about 70 in here and probably that's 10 or more outside, you know, in different places.
Yeah, this is pretty special. So,
and these are just a few more of the dinosaurs and a few more little decoration sort of bits and pieces that people like to buy as presents.
Dinosaur heads and stuff. Yeah, and as you can see,
Quasi.
Yeah.
And then we just got a different collection. I mean, I could be here for hours talking about them, but the Triton I bought for somebody and it wasn't running properly. My friend JJ, as you can see on the picture there, he completely stripped that down to nothing and rebuilt it back up again. And it's a special bike because it's got two Triumph engines in there. You can see them. There's one at the front and one behind it. So trying to actually get that to work and also to be timed to actually make it work properly, that took some doing. So I got a lot of thanks for JJ, a lot of praise for him for that.
Have you still got your first bike?
My first bike that I ever had was a blue Yamaha. It would have been a 50cc FS1E Fizzer, as we call them. And it's not the exact one, but it would be exactly the same as what my old bike was.
Get on. That is cool.
So you're talking I was 16, so... Well, I had
a couple of years
ago. And so I was determined to find one of them and trying to find it in its nice patina rather than being completely restored.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. Some people do like those. Got a couple of original sort of retro Harley Davidsons.
The retro Harleys, Amaraki was the name of the company that came in with Harley in the 70s. And so Harley and AMF, as they were called at the time, they built bikes together, and they weren't the most popular of bikes. They weren't the most best of bikes, but they are retro now, and people do like them. And so I've got a couple of the monkey bikes, as we call them, on the top 90cc.
Yeah, they're cool.
There's a 250cc, more a scramble bike, a 125 road bike, and this one was a 125, and it was actually a racing bike.
No way! Look at that.
And that is really rare.
What age is that?
That's 1973, I think that one was.
Get on.
And that was owned by a local guy here in Bovey.
No way, that is
actually
so cool.
Owned by somebody local who come down with some pictures of it, and unfortunately wasn't very well. And but at least now, even though he's still able to get around, he can come here and see the bike.
Here's a question I've got for you. There was something in the news a few years back to say that underneath Heathfield Industrial Estate, they reckon there's a load of Harley Davidsons buried
it's
from
the
the
story.
Wall. Do you reckon it's true?
I'm not that old.
Yeah, fair. I wonder how that came about.
They do say it. It's when the Americans left. Right. When the Americans were here and all the GIs, they used it as a base.
Right.
And they reckon that when they went home, they didn't have the capacity to take everything home with them. It wasn't worth anything.
Fair enough.
So they reckon they dig a big hole and they buried all the things in there.
That'd be pretty interesting. But
it's a story. I've been down here now 30 odd years.
You hear it all the time.
And I hear it all the time. People trying to actually.
They probably say that you've unearthed everything and brought it into it.
If it was there, it'd be brilliant. Imagine pulling out some of those old
Harley WLAs. Amazing. Imagine that.
Army bikes.
That's a barn find to a whole new level.
Yeah.
What's the story with the Suzuki up there? That's so cool.
Yeah, they didn't make that many of those. I always wanted a Suzuki ER50, which is more of a scramble bike, but the OR50 was even rarer. So when that came up for sale, I think that was either on Facebook or eBay or something like that. A friend of mine, that guy JJ, who built the actual Triton up for me,
Yeah.
he had an OR50 when he was 16,
No
and he's
way.
still got it now.
No way. That is insane.
And so he had a black one, and yeah, he's still got the same bike, and he still rides it.
I wonder what made him keep it. Did just first bike, so
yeah. I don't know whether he kept it all the years, but he certainly managed to find his
find
old
it back.
bike again,
Yeah,
and he's
I love
restored it.
stories like that. Yeah, it's proper cool to
And
see.
then he got a second one and he restored that one as well.
Yeah,
so
I
him and
love
his wife
stuff
now
like
ride
that.
around on a little set of OR50s.
That's cool as.
And
What's the
luckily,
top speed on one of them?
Oh, less than 30. With me on it, it's probably 30. With JJ, probably 35.
That's brilliant. That's so cool to see.
And then you can see these. These are collectible bikes again. These little Honda monkey bikes. And they're
yeah, so are they relatively recent then?
No,
or?
they're back in the 90s again.
Are they?
So they're not new.
They look brand new.
Yeah, well, the top one was put into a guy's collection who's got a lovely collection of monkey bikes. And he said he'd never sell any, but he decided he was going to let me have one so I could have it in my collection. And then strangely enough, last year, I had another guy come in. His dad bought this back in the early 90s and never really used it.
No way.
He moved away to Dubai, came back again, and then last year he passed away, and then his son came over here and said, I know you like bikes.
Was this a limited run, I take it?
Yeah, both of them are limited.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that is cool.
And then you've got some 80s retro XR 500 and an XL 500. Then you go back even further, and that's an old GPO bike. The Postman would have been out on that.
That is super cool. I love that.
That's a friend of mine, Chris, who's restored that.
That is super cool. What, so they would have actually used this to deliver the post?
Yeah, that would have been the postie bike.
That is unreal. That is
got the GPO
really cool.
on the legs on there.
Oh yeah,
that's his leg protectors.
My
friend found that in Dorset, brought it back and cleaned it all up and everything.
And are these all original and stuff, the discs?
Yeah, everything on it will be original.
And there's your horn.
Try it.
Let's give it a little go.
It will work.
Give it a couple of pounds. There you go. That is so cool.
But then you go from something like this, which is, retro and old and actually built, to actually something that is totally outrageous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. What's the story behind that?
These two bikes that are here now were actually part of their TV program, and it was called the British Biker Build Off, and it was in 2005. And the bike that won it was the Black Pearl.
Right.
And this one
got a handlebars on that.
That's the idea. It was made as swords. A guy called Jamie.
Oh yeah, that is crazy. Swords. Have a look at the detail on that, Darcy. That is mental.
And then that gave him the idea to make a pirate bike. And when you look at it, from all the paintwork, it's got the compass around the tank, the actual dial and everything is built into the tank. You look at the wheels.
Look at the exhaust work.
That's anchors in there, so the wheels were one-off cast made. The swing arms are anchors. You've got netting as if they were climbing up the netting on the back of the cell.
The chain and everything.
Yeah, complete pirate theme bike.
How long did it take for them to build that? Was it under a certain time?
They were. I couldn't tell you exactly what it was, but yeah, the TV series is still available. I think it's Discovery Channel it's on, or you can get the DVDs for it now.
How did you come across these then? What, you reached out, or did they reach out to you?
This one, for the pirate bike, we actually had a bike on the bike stand, which was inside on the ramp. And I said to my friend Richard, I said, I wanted to turn it into a pirate bike. And he just said, hold that thought. This is Clippity Cloppity Ellen.
Hello, right?
From the office. He said, hold that thought. I've seen one in Backstreet Heroes, which is a magazine. He said it was a pirate bike. We'll get some ideas. So he found the magazine, and that was from 2005. Brought it over, and at the end of it was the guy's name who built it and his telephone number. I gave him a ring just to say who I was, what I was intending to do. Can I take some inspiration from the bike you built?
Yeah.
And he said, hold that thought as well. The bike's been in Australia, but it's actually in a container at the moment, coming back to England to be sold.
No
So he
way.
said, if you actually want the original pirate bike, it will be available.
No way,
And
just like that.
Happened. Pure luck.
Do you use that much, or is that's a showpiece?
That's a showpiece. We start it up. I mean, it's got a Harley engine in it.
Would that be road legal?
Yeah, that one's road legal. It's actually got a number plate on it.
Get on.
Just need to be MOT'd again, and it can go back out on the road if I want.
Look at the exhaust work on it.
I know, but I burn the bum every time.
What's that? Oh right, yeah, true. It's so close. And then we've got this one here.
Yeah, and this one was built by Lynn and Vic Jefford, and they're a company called Destiny Cycles, and they're still running today. And I finally met them up at the NEC. This bike won for me at the NEC, at the motorcycle show that you said you've been to.
Yeah, get on.
And it won best paint in the country for that show. And when we were there, I met up with Lynn and Vic Jefford, and we discussed this bike, and I said, I would love to own this bike. And they don't sell bikes. They build them for customers, but they don't tend to sell their own bikes. And they've been following me for a while as well, and they love what we were doing here in Bovey, and they knew that I loved this bike. And after probably 2 years of putting their arm up behind their back and twisting it as hard as I could,
they finally gave in.
Lynn contacted me and said, we would love you to own that bike. So it was 2 years ago in June that they actually, nobody else knew it. We said that they were coming down, and what we did a smoke and mirrors, and we had Vic sat on the bike inside the shed. We had a bike night, and it was packed. And then we did a bike reveal through the smoke.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Vic rode the bike out, and then we announced that this is actually now part of the Jolly collection.
Yeah, that is awesome. Is that road legal?
No.
No, I was going to say.
But when you take all of this is all hand built. Everything, all of these pieces, Vic made.
Look at
all
the detail of the...
all the frame, all the sharp pieces, all the forks, the handlebars. Everything was handmade by Vic.
I wonder how many hours have gone in that.
Oh,
that's a crazy amount of hours.
And the engine special as well, they call them the Indian bottle top engine, and they're quite rare.
And the detail of all of this as well.
Yeah, the paint. The paint's amazing. The bike's actually called War Horse.
Is it?
That's what the bike's called. And this year, we're getting exclusive now.
Right.
They're coming back June the 25th this year, and they're going to bring me another bike.
No way.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No, that's fair enough.
But they're going to bring another bike, and we're going to do another bike reveal on the 25th of June with Lynn and Vic here at the Jolly.
So is that you've spec'd one for yourself, or they've basically...
One of theirs.
Yeah, get on.
One of theirs. I've said I've always liked that bike as well. And yeah, it takes 2 years to put Lynn and Vic's arms behind their back and squeeze them.
But they get there in the end.
But they're lovely people, honestly.
That is, you have to make some room.
For people, what I call bike building royalty.
Yeah.
That make bikes that no one else makes. And they came down here, and they're just so normal.
Yeah, which is nice.
And they mixed in with everybody, chatted with everybody. We had the National Chopper Club here, and they were discussing their bikes and things they could do and giving them tips, and just lovely people.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing that one then.
Oh yeah, well you have to come down on the 25th.
Yeah, 100%.
The one behind is called Seabreeze, and that was built by a local guy in North Devon.
Look at the detail on the tank on that.
That was an 883 Sportster originally, but he done so much work on it.
It's crazy. I took a bit of a liking to last time we come down.
Yeah, this one was it's a 1969 iron engine in a Harley. It's been made to replicate an XR750 that Evil would have used originally, and this is actually a replica bike. But the guy who built it in Northern Ireland, he was so particular about building it and how to build it, and he had it exactly the same, including the parachute, which at the moment is on the floor, and I don't know why.
No way, that's mad.
But that's the same replica bike. He changed all the front end. He just changed everything, and he made it exactly as what he wanted it to be.
Do you know Evil Knievel is? No, young generation.
But it's actually 50 years ago, a couple of days ago, that he did the famous jump at Wembley.
Really? Wow.
That's 50 years.
So that's all he done then, right? Was stunt bike riding?
Yeah, stunt rider. He just decided there was no one else doing it when he was younger. He decided to try and make a living out of it, and did very well at it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've seen the videos.
And he broke nearly every bone in his body.
Yeah, which is crazy.
You can see pictures of him up there jumping over things.
You've got to be absolutely nuts to do something like that.
Yeah. And on here, can you see this picture here? See this guy?
Yeah.
He's lovely, lovely, lovely bloke. He's called Eddie Kidd, and he was the English and the British version of Evil Knievel.
Right.
And the jumps that he made is totally amazing. And he came here 3 years ago, I think it was now. And that bike there is actually underneath that cover. And Eddie, even though he's in a wheelchair, look at him smiling.
Yeah.
And he actually pulled the cover off for me and revealed our new bike, which was the
No
Evel Knievel
way.
bike.
That's brilliant.
And he can, Eddie, at the moment, he's in his wheelchair. He can understand everything you're talking to him about, and you have to talk to him normally. If you talk to him as if he's disabled, then he doesn't appreciate it, because he can take everything in, but he can't actually get the right words out except for the people that understand it. So his partner Billy was there, and she was able to sort of tell us what he was trying to say. But honestly, to see that guy smile so much on that day and make so many people happy.
Yeah, that is brilliant. Do you know what? I met a guy, sort of like, you might know him, years and years and years ago, back when I was younger. The guy in Exmouth who owned a lot of bikes that are now in World of Country Life. He was deaf. Do you remember?
I don't know the guy personally, but there was a lot of bikes up there.
Yeah, he was like similar to that. You had to talk to him in the correct way, and
he appreciates it. He's such a character, and to think I've only sort of like been with him 2 or 3 times properly. It was just like that. And Billy as well. And
that's amazing.
Hopefully this year, I've actually created a bike which is an Eddie Kidd tribute.
Have you?
That's another one that we want to reveal.
That's awesome.
And we actually want to reveal it, but obviously Eddie's got to be here to do
it. That makes sense. Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, great guy. Unfortunately, he had his accident, but he's done so much for charity even since he's had his accident. You know, raising money for teenage cancer trusts and things like that. You know, and uses his person to be able to, go out there and make it work for someone else.
Yeah, it's nice to see, to be fair.
Yeah. You've got a collection of custom bikes in here, all built by these guys, B&H, down in Cornwall. And they're all bikes that they would have made for someone originally. And then the person then has decided to sell it. Then they tend to try and get hold of me to see if I'm interested in another B&H bike.
That orange one is super standout.
Yeah, that's called Skullduggery.
Super standout.
My favourite one, probably out of the whole collection, because it was the first one I bought 10, 11, whatever years ago it was. And if you can see on the tank in there.
Oh, look at that.
But it was all dedicated to Iron Maiden.
That was insane.
His son's called Andrew. We call him Drew, and he wanted to build this bike, and he built it, and he was sad to see it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is one of my favourite.
You say he was local?
Bikes. Yeah, he's based in Cornwall.
Get on.
Based in a place called Whitemore in Cornwall. And they're still making bikes now, and they're still doing repairs.
That is amazing.
And all sorts. And that was about
So there is still a big market for the custom stuff?
Yeah, not as big as what it was.
Why is that? Is it the generation that coming through don't want that sort of stuff?
They're not all as old as mad as me. They're pieces of art. I mean, you can see from the models and everything else that we do. I love the art.
Yeah,
I love everything else, and the paint jobs on something like this, and all the quirky bits, and the knives and the bullets.
It's nice that you've got that dedicated section for the Iron Maiden stuff. You've got all the merch and the pictures and t-shirts.
The guy painted a helmet for me as well.
Yeah, that is super cool.
The B&H, great bike builders.
Yeah, obviously, as well as the bikes, you must have like 80 different helmets, because all the bikes are completely different. So you have to have a helmet for each bike.
I mean, Skullduggery, I mean, that's just purely like a tattooy sort of voodoo sort of bike. This one here was built, that's the Beautiful Doll. And that's a replica. That is a tribute to an American plane in the Second World War. So that's why it's painted out looking like rivets and bits and pieces. And then it's got little exhaust that would have come out the side of the B-51.
Super cool.
Number plates matching with it as well, BD-51 USA.
That's super cool.
Pilots, jackets and things. And this one, a lovely bike. It's all done in, it's like a skeleton policeman on the side of it. It's called LAPD. And it's property of the LAPD and all the rest of it. But it was a custom built bike in 2013.
Yeah, I see the police on the seat now as well.
You can see him there? You can make him out. He's got his head. He's sort of sat on the side, and his arm comes down, and a big revolver coming down this way. And I think the best bit of artwork on it is actually on the underside that you don't see so much. It's on the inside of the mudguard.
That is really cool. I didn't realise they were so local.
Yeah, down in Cornwall. Down in Cornwall, and they're still working now. B&H motorcycles. And they do a lot of drag
racing for you at the minute.
Oh, no. And they do a lot of drag racing as well and stuff like that. And the sun's really, really come onto it now. I think they're doing the drag strip at Santa Pod in less than like 9-10 seconds.
Bloody hell.
And that's just a custom bike that they made. They had a customer's bike in, and they turned it into it's a Springer Softail. And
Super cool.
yeah, they made it into a nice custom bike. And then you can get onto different types of bikes again, like VMAXs.
Yeah.
This one here in the corner, it's only done 188 miles from new.
Wow.
And that's as a VMAX would originally look.
What age is that?
That's going back to 96 or something like that, I think it was.
Bloody hell.
And then this one beside it is exactly the same bike,
just custom,
but been customised by a guy called Steve Taylor up in Wales.
Wow,
He's called Taylor Made Wheels. So he would have made all the wheels and everything. He would have done all the paint job, got it done.
Look at the paint finish.
Changed all the front end. But then, believe it or not, the one behind you is an even more upgraded VMAX.
God, look at the metallic paint on that.
Yeah, we had the paint done here originally when I got it. It was the colour of the orange that you can see in the background.
Yeah.
So the whole bike was orange, including the wheels.
Right.
And this bike was specially made. Steve Taylor, he made all different things for VMAXs.
Right.
And so for his 10-year anniversary, he put all the bits that he made onto one bike.
No way. That's
and this
brilliant.
was the bike. And then what I did is, instead of having it all bright orange, it was just a bit too bright. And I got a friend in Plymouth, and he's called Martin at Art Attack, and he did a complete paint job on it for me. I said I wanted to have it like a Tango can.
Yeah.
You know, when you see a can of Tango and it's got that fleck?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And I said I wanted to do something with the spacings as well. And that's what he did. He turned it into a honeycomb.
This looks super mean as well, the lights.
Yeah.
You looks a bit skull-like. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 3 different VMAXs that we have here. And that's ranging from original, going into a modified version, and into a really fully customized version. If you see the size of the tyre on the back and the space between the frame.
Look at that. Yeah, that is incredible.
I grabbed that from the shed. Okay, we make clothing.
Get on.
And then we sell it for them.
Get
and
on.
Then all the money goes to the Veterans Charity.
Oh, that's amazing.
As 100% of the money goes into the charity. Nobody gets paid. Nobody gets anything.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I forget what we raised last year, but something like £6,000 or something like that.
Hell.
Including bike nights and selling.
What, so that just use motorbike jackets and stuff like that?
Boots, helmets, gloves,
really?
trousers.
Get on.
Yeah, but people come on a regular basis and just like that.
No way. That's what that was. No way. That's mad. Yeah, because everyone's always got old stuff sat around, haven't they? Like if I don't know, they stop biking or whatever for whatever reason.
They can bring it here. We can sort it out with
that's
the
good
AFB.
To know.
Yeah, that's well good to know. Can come here. Like he's buying that for his lad.
Yeah,
so if he went to the shop, he's probably paid £100 for a pair of boots.
Yeah, true.
Probably paid another £100 for a jacket, and he's walked away now with like 30 quid.
That's mad.
These 2 bikes.
Vespers.
This one here was originally, it was actually used when they used to have all the riots down in Brighton.
No way.
And a guy moved to Totnes, and then he unfortunately passed away about 3 years ago. And that was his jacket as well.
Oh, look at that.
And the Toolbay mods came to me and said, would I be interested in buying this bike and putting it on display, because his wife didn't want it to go to some young lad who was going to ruin it.
Yeah.
And then the middle one,
could have gone to a better person, really.
That was a little Italian one that I saw online, and it was called the Jolly.
So they had to be bought.
To come here.
Yeah, 100%.
And the far one, I mean, that's a Bristol Rovers scooter. I'd never seen it before. One of my guys come down here from Bristol on 2 Pan Americas, and we're talking about scooters, and being a Rovers supporter, we're all called gas heads. And he said he had that in his shed, and he used it. He took it to shows. He's won trophies with it, which is up here. But he just thought this was the right place for it to be as well.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So that's all dedicated to Bristol Rovers Football Club.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love the finish on that.
Oh, the paint job on that alone. Oh, I'd hate to think what it was.
So what do they call that? Airbrush, right?
Yeah, airbrushing, yeah.
That must be quite...
I look at the pictures.
Yeah, there can't be many people that do that.
No. There are some good ones around, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got a bike in Ireland at the moment that is being done, and that's going to be coming back soon, and that's Jared Conlon. Right. I'll show you one of his bikes in a minute.
Yeah.
These ones are all mainly collectibles. They're Triumphs, every single one of them. There was
How comes they're collectibles? Just a limited run, or?
Limited run. This one's one of 250, and that's worldwide. As far as I know, there's only 36 in the UK.
Tank's a
And that
nice
was,
colour. I like
yeah,
that.
and that was made with Breitling. So when Breitling watches.
Did you get a watch with it?
No.
Oh, that's
I
a shame.
thought the watch came with it, but when the actual
Yeah.
bike came, they wanted £4.5 grand for the watch on top.
Oh, right, fine.
I didn't get the watch. And then the next 3 bikes are all what they call Triumph Factory Customs. And they made 750 of each of these bikes. And I think it was 125 that stayed in the UK.
Get on.
First one's called a Thruxton. Second one's called the Bobber. So the Bobber and this Breitling have got 0 miles on the clock. The one behind it is a Rocket 3, and that's a 2.5 litre bike. Again, they made that as a Triumph Factory Custom, and there was only 750 of those in the world. The one behind it is a James Bond bike.
No way.
That's a replica of the James Bond that Triumph made. There's only 250 worldwide of those, so I think again it was only 30 odd in the UK.
Wow.
And the one beside it, that was custom built by my friend Richard, and that was a Triumph Thruxton, but he turned it into like a motocross enduro bike.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
And that's really nice. That's nice and tricky, that bike.
Yeah, that is super cool.
He sold it to me and then wished he didn't.
Really?
That's the one bike he said he wished he could have kept.
Is it suitable enough for like green lanes or anything like that?
You could do, but it's just too pretty.
It's too nice, yeah.
And the one behind you, that's the Extreme Vision. That again was built in around about 2000. And
yeah, that is cool.
The story behind that one was that the couple that had it made, they had about 16 different ideas for the painter to actually work with, and they wanted him to choose one and work it. In the end, he put all 16.
Put all of them on.
Put all of them on one bike.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, and that's a big bike.
That is amazing. Yeah, look at this. Look at the width of it.
Yeah.
And again, the tires on that big old tires on the back.
Yeah, and the chap who had it made along with his wife, has got his wife in several places in scantily clad clothing put all over the bike.
That is amazing. Yeah, to think that mate's just done all 16 designs in there. And it looks super cool though.
It does look good. People do get a bit mind-boggling when they look at it. So that's that room.
Got some more models.
This is a room that you need to go into at some point.
Didn't I try getting you in it last time? You wouldn't do it. I was hiding around the corner because I was thinking if she comes through, I'm going to make her jump. But you never went in, did you?
And we've got scare cams in there as well, so we do that occasionally. And then we can hide in a certain place, jump out, and then the camera will actually record you, and then we put it up on Facebook.
No way. I wish you never said that and sent her in later. That would have been quite cool.
We actually had one lady who did actually pee her pants.
Really?
And another lady who ran away. Another lady who slapped me around the face. I'll have to send you the recordings.
That is so cool, like to have that.
This is our latest area. This used to be the dinosaurs in here. And about 18 months ago, I managed to acquire this trike, which is all road legal.
That's road legal? That is cool.
It's road legal. And we called it the Moonshine Mover. Because it just looked so apt, and we got all the bottles in, and we put all the moonshine in. And again, this is JJ, who's actually he's up in the picture in gel there. With his little dog. And
it looks like something like a Mad Max type job.
It's an XJ900 engine. It's got banana fork frame on the front on the forks. It runs. It's great fun. It really is. But JJ did a lot of work to that to get it running again. We had to put a new axle on, and unfortunately, it went on back to front. And we didn't know. And
what was JJ's background? So he
owns a company called JJ Machinery,
which is the same. The
other one. And he works out of Morton Hampstead doing tractor repairs and garden machinery repairs and things like that. Very, very talented with mechanical stuff, and he loves bikes. He's built loads and loads and loads of bikes.
That's
cool. I'm so lucky to have him as a friend that comes in and helps me sort
mine out. Nice. Especially so local as well, being in Morton Hampstead.
And he's a right character.
Really?
Right character. And he's got some lovely bikes himself.
Yeah, it's like your Wild West corner.
Yeah, so when we got this one ready, this bike, excuse me, then we just decided to bring the Wild West down from upstairs to Cowboys. A couple of backdrops. Put all the models in. A couple of saddles that came out of a restaurant in Yeovil.
Oh yeah, look at that there. That is cool.
And then just turn it into a moonshine bar.
Yeah, I love it.
And with the bike in as well, and it just fits.
Yeah, I love it. Super cool.
And then people can come in, they can see how we use the models, and they do buy the models off the floor.
Oh, you've got Uncle JJ's Genuine Jolly.
Oh, we made that up. Yeah. That was a label that we put on the actual bottles.
Yeah, nice.
And then we've actually got T-shirts with that on, and people buy
No
the T-shirts.
way, that's cool. I bet he loves that.
Oh yeah. And then I don't know how well you can see it with the light, but this bike here, I was told it was going to be sold out of Ireland, and it's called Rattle and Hum, built by this guy up here, Ger Conlon, who's CNC Choppers Ireland, and fantastic bike. I mean, it's friction drive. It's just one of those bikes that, what you say is a mad Irishman that built it.
Yeah.
And we've got a video of him actually, he's won everything in Ireland with it back in 2010, 11. And it got shipped to Sturgis in America for their big bike show out there. And he had to do an interview with the people on the stage to say what the bike was all about. And you have to listen to him talk about it, because his ideas, there's so many people, like the guy said, that have jigs made up, and it's so precision. Everything's measured, everything's done in a certain way to build these big custom bikes. Jer had an idea. He built the frame, stuck it on the table, and then built everything around it.
That is incredible.
There's no precision to it. It's just all up here, and the skill that he's got.
And so every piece is custom made?
He would have had it all custom made. And the Harley engine, the cylinder heads are reversed, so they're put on back to front. And that's what makes the chain drive go through to the little piece in the back here, where it's touching the wheel. So there's no chain, there's no shaft.
Wow, that's
there's
incredible.
No belt. It's this little piece here.
Yeah.
All of this mechanism in here that he built makes that little friction wheel turn, and that turns that way, and then pushes the wheel that way, and then makes it drive.
No way.
Very, very clever.
That's some skill in that.
Oh yeah.
100%. There is some
Rattle and Hum, very famous bike. I'm lucky to own that.
You've got such a range of different things.
Yeah, oh yeah, and different, you know. And we had a big announcement when that came in 3 years ago.
Did you reveal this on a bike night
we
as well?
did a reveal, but it was a special bike night. It's up there on the picture.
Yeah.
When we did it, it was actually on Paddy's Day.
Yeah, that is super
So we
cool.
did it on St. Patrick's Day as well.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
then we get some different bikes as well. I mean, again, that's a standard bike, Pan America. Got some different models. This is part of my private collection for the models like that. I wouldn't sell that one. Uncle Sam. This one's more like King Kong.
Oh yeah, I see the detail on the tank. Have a look at that, Darcy.
And this is a guy in Devon, down near Plymouth. He actually sent me pictures of a bike that he wanted me to buy, which is a VMAX. And in the background, I saw this one. And when I went to see him, I said, well, you can't, you know, it's got dinosaurs, it's got gorillas, it's got all sorts.
It's literally
so it belongs here. So we ended up coming home with 2 bikes instead.
No way. Does that happen quite a lot?
If you look along here, there's 6 bikes that came from one person.
Wow, that is amazing.
I went to look at that one, which is a special V-Rod with a 300 rear end conversion.
Right.
And then this one, there's another one that was in his collection. And then that was the special one that was in his collection. That almost comes up like Knight Rider. So down the tank, when you turn the ignition on, it comes up with all the digital.
That's cool. Yeah, that is cool.
And that was called, they called it the Bat Bike. Built by Sykes Harley Davidson, went to Monaco.
What age is that? That's a relatively recent one.
That would have been 2017 for the original bike.
Yeah.
And then obviously by the time they'd done all the work on it, then obviously it made it more like a 2020 bike.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair.
And that was bright yellow, and it wouldn't have looked anything like it does now.
That is amazing.
The amount of work that went into
you saying that screen is all custom? That's all been
like,
done since.
Like Knight Rider, when Knight Rider comes out. Do you know Knight Rider? No. There's a car called Kit, and it was the car would actually talk to the owner. It was a TV show, and on the actual screen, it all comes up with digital. So there's nothing that comes up in the way of arms or clocks.
That's amazing.
It's purely like a big digital computer screen that comes up.
So the amount of work that's gone into some of these bikes, and the amount that some of these people can do is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that was made in the end, and went down to Monaco. It won the Monaco bike show, and a guy down there in Monaco bought it. And eventually, about 3-4 years later, it ended up coming back to the UK with someone else.
Get on.
And then I bought it off of that guy. And then that was another one of his bikes. That's Harley Juice. Not worth anything like the other one that's there. And then the one next to that is a Fat Boy, and that was then at Riders up in Bridgewater
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
same
riders.
guy that had all of these, and he spent, I think the bill came to £34,000 because he had an exact bike from the actual Terminator film.
Wow.
So I got all the
Jeez.
receipts when he had it made. So all the parts got changed. It was a brand new bike in 2003, I think it was. And he had changed all the parts so it replicated the same one as in
No
the film.
way.
And somewhere here, if it's in this room, he even went to the extreme of having the rifle made.
No way.
That was the actual replica of the gun that was in the Terminator film. And that will
That
actually
is
attach to the bike, but I don't put it on
really, yeah.
for everyday use.
I suppose because wherever you go, you'd want to take it with you. But
Yeah,
you
if you're
can't
going to
really
show
carry
the
that
bike,
around because
no.
someone will end up
And I just don't want someone to pick it
take
up off
it.
the bike.
Yeah.
Now they know where it is on the video.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. It's mad because so many of these bikes have such a cool story behind it. It's not just a motorbike that someone's bought.
Yeah.
But some of them have an amazing story.
And you know, the crossbones next to it, that was only made for a certain amount of time, so there was only so many of those that were made. And again, my friend Richard I was telling you about, he actually did some work on that, put the little ammo boxes on the back as panniers, changed the seat, changed the handlebars. Yeah, so they call that a Harley crossbones.
That's
And
cool.
again, I wouldn't say they're rare, but you don't see so many of them now.
Yeah. Where'd you get the sign from? Is that something you've done yourself, or that's pretty special?
The sign itself was actually an old dealer sign. So that would have been on the front of a Harley Davidson shop.
Right, yeah, cool.
That one would have been on there. The Route 5 and the Route 303, you probably remember they were restaurants.
Yeah, yeah.
One was up at the top of Holden Hill. And the
Oh,
other,
where
where Brightside
exactly
is now.
Yeah.
And when they closed down, I bought their two bikes off them there. One up at Route 5, which was the Harley Davidson Fat Boy, Street Bob. And that was with Terminator theme all over it.
Yeah.
That's now sitting in our merch shop. And Route 303, they had a grey Springer Softail. And I converted that into a Jack Daniels bike.
That's cool. That is super cool.
And again, another breakout. That's a lovely bike.
That looks really nice.
Another custom bike made by Red Max. They're up in Tiverton Way. That's a really nice bike. A guy had it made in honour of his wife that passed away. She was called Andrea, so you'll find Andrea's name.
Oh, no way. That's nice. Yeah, that's super nice.
A nice little 48.
Oh, I do like the 48s. There's a company called Limitless who do some nice, cool stuff. There's a few cool companies.
That was just tastefully done.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine used to have a 48. Cool bike. Really cool bike.
Just a good old, reliable bike. Really.
Yeah. Don't trip up, Darcy.
Ooh. And then sports bike. I mean, I haven't got many sports bikes at all, really, but I always loved the Benelli, the shape of it. And the history to it. It's actually got impellers in the back. So instead of having a cooling system from the front, the cooling system comes from the back.
No way.
So when if you're behind it going along, you look like you're following a submarine.
Yeah. Do they still make Benellis?
Yeah, they still make Benellis. They're a lot more Chinesey based than what they used to be Italian. They're probably more reliable now than the Italian.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Again, that's another Italian bike. That's a Ducati Diavolo. And that's had a lot of customization to it with the wheels and the rolling sands kit and things like that. Too loud to take out, really.
Yeah. Do you tend to use different bikes for different days, different trips, I suppose?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. I've just gone to France, so I took a big Harley. And that did the trip well. And then you come into more, like, say, the Jack Daniels collection and the different bikes in the Jack Daniels. This one,
I know that all of these bikes are pretty special to you, but is this the corner that's like even more so special to you compared to all the other bikes you own? Or?
You got the Jack Daniels ones are obviously quite famous. Let's go with it.
Glasses down there.
That's the glasses. Is the air intakes on a supercharger, and that bike was built by a company called Ali Rat Customs, and they were in Las Vegas, and they built it for Jack Daniels. The original cost of that was $130,000.
Wow, and that's a complete one-off.
And that's a complete one-off. Airlift, air ride on it, everything else, chain, paint job, the wood barrels all paint.
No way.
And the same with that one. That was made in Indiana. That actually came to me as a Jim Beam just painted on the tank, and then we had it all changed to Jack Daniels.
Wow.
And that's special. Even the speedometer is actually built into the hip flask on the front.
No way. I see the hip flask. What? So that come?
That's a speedo. That came from. I got that from a guy in England, but it came from Indiana originally.
No way.
It's very unique. A very small trike. The way that the actual wheels work and everything else, and the chain drive. It's all pretty unique.
That is super
and
cool.
The wood barrel was already on it. I just changed it over with all the Jack Daniel theming.
Yeah, nice.
And then this is the bike that used to be in Route 303, and it was just that colour, as you can see underneath.
Yeah.
And there's a company called Blaze Arts who even made the helmet as well.
No way, made it to match. That is brilliant.
And then we themed it up completely, and Jack Daniels got them to do all the paintwork for us.
The detail on the seat.
That was actually a denim shirt. And
was it?
That was a denim shirt that a guy called Jeff Bennett in Newton Abbot, who does upholstery, he completely did all that for me.
That is
Made
awesome.
the seat and also the little back panel as well. You got Johnny Cash on the back, writing the words to Man in Black. And then a little treat. If I ever get caught short when I'm out, we've actually got our own little Jack Daniels minibar.
That's brilliant.
And on the back, like you see with a lot of the bikes, it's actually got a full-size Jack Daniels bottle in the back. And it's actually got, they made a special presentation box for rock and roll, and that's the box.
That's cool.
And then within it would have been a bottle, and the bottle top would have been the actual guitar top.
No way, that is super cool.
And that's what's on top of the bottle in the back.
It's a lot more than just a motorbike, Darcy.
And there's Lemmy on there as well, holding his bottle of Jack Daniels.
That's so cool.
All the foot pegs, the running boards, that's actually a belt buckle put into there. We've got poker dealer chips in there. That's made of metal. There's a lot
they're
of
actually
work.
bedded into that wood, are they?
Yeah.
No way. Slight technical issue with the battery on Darcy's phone, but we're back on.
Yeah, so this is one of the collectible ones. This was 2023. The Indian and Jack Daniels got together and made another one of the collectible bikes. And this is only one of 177 bikes that were made worldwide.
Are they numbers? So do you know what number it is?
So if you look on the other side, there's actually a silversmith's plate made of silver.
Yeah.
In there.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it says Jack Daniels, old number 7, and it tells you what number it is. I think it's number 143.
Yeah, yeah.
177 bikes.
Oh, that's cool. I love stuff like that. I love unique individual
That's
bikes and cars.
That's rare. That one came with a barrel top.
Nice. That's super cool. What's the story behind this? Is this something that you've made up there?
Yeah, that's one of our models. We do it in Ferrari colours, we do it in Red Bull colours, we can do it in whatever colour for someone to put on their wall. Western Supermare Pier's got a couple of them that they use above their simulators.
That's super cool.
And then I just turned it into a Jack Daniels one.
So there's got to be some people on our club and stuff that would be interested in something like that, for sure, for their man cave or garage or whatever it might be. Yeah, no, love it. And you've got something else tucked there over here as well. Got one more Jack Daniels.
The Jack Daniels bike, that was the first Jack Daniels bike I got. That was used in 2002 when Jack Daniels actually brought their roadshow to the UK. And they had a bit like the Guinness lorries that you see at rugby matches now. And they had a Jack Daniels lorry, and they had a band playing up the top of the back of the lorry. They had all the girls serving all the drinks, they had the bar, and they had the bike as well. Unfortunately, they didn't take off as well, the Guinness ones at rugby. Probably about 10 years ago, I was able to buy the bike.
That's super cool.
Again, one off. I think it was done by Thunderbike up north somewhere. They did all the work on it and put all the Jack Daniels theme into it, and the paintwork, the actual picture of him on the tank is amazing.
Yeah, have a look at that, Darcy. Have a look at the tank. I see as well you've got many jackets here, so that's for different bikes.
That's for me, yeah. Amount of people that's come in and tried to buy my jackets.
Really? And then we've got the last few, the last 10 or so?
Yeah. That one I only just purely I bought and made up because we wanted to put something in the back of our Jack Daniels pickup.
Yeah, because you've got like a little bit that you do yourself.
Yeah, got a little room in there. There's nothing on the ramp at the moment.
Well, you said you're going to put this in the back of your truck?
This goes in the back of the Jack
Oh,
Daniels.
it does? That's awesome.
It's a Ford F100 pickup truck.
Yeah,
it's all in black with Jack Daniels. So yeah, that goes in the back of that.
Oh, I bet that looks awesome. I bet that looks so cool.
That bike, I mean that trike, I thought it was in America, and I spent 2 or 3 years trying to find it. I've seen a picture of it, and I thought, wouldn't that be great to have as part of the collection? Couldn't find it anywhere. And then all of a sudden, I put onto a trike page on the forum in America, and they said, you won't find it in America. The guy who owns it lives in Canada.
No way.
That's the reason why. And eventually got hold of him, a lovely guy called Ken Wilson. Got hold of him, he did all the conversion, he had it all made and everything. On the back is the actual barrel attached to the back of the trike.
Oh, that's attached?
That's attached to it. It's like a big top box on the back of the bike. And then you can actually, when you go up to it, it's got 2 bottles of Jack on the side with padlocks.
Oh my god.
And then it's actually a top box.
No
so you can actually
way.
look inside, you can actually put anything you want to carry in the back.
That is super
That's
practical.
mental.
So how did you hear about this one then? You said you was looking for it for...
It was just on the internet. It suddenly popped up one day on the internet, a picture of it, and I tried hard to try and find it, and I couldn't find it. And then it came in last February, so it's probably 18 months ago. I actually found the details who owned it.
Really?
And we made conversation, and he loved what I did, and he decided, yeah, I'll let it go.
Yeah, so when I was looking at that from back here just then, I just thought it was something that you'd done with that barrel. I didn't realise that.
He had all the trike made, painted and everything. And the model beside it, Jack Daniels himself, we make that for Jack Daniels.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
And it goes straight from our factory, straight to America, and then they all get sent out. They're all done in a bronze finish.
Right.
And if you ever go to the Jack Daniels distillery and go into the town square, you'll see 2 of them actually in the town square.
And then produced
they
by
came
you.
from here. And that's another collectible one. That was done in honour of the actual
That looks
Jack Daniels
brand new.
Fire Brigade. 2018. It's only done 500-600 miles. It sounds awesome. 2018 was done in honour of the Jack Daniels Fire Brigade. This is what the livery of the Jack Daniels Fire Brigade. And on the wall inside behind the actual pool table is the axe.
Right.
That was the presentation piece to me from the fire service.
We're going to get a little start.
The only thing that's not original is the side plate and the exhaust, and you'll know why.
That sounds so
So
good.
that's that one, and also as well, it's got its plate on the side to tell you what number it was of 177, and that's a gold-plated plate.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
And they actually on this as well.
Get down
was,
there, look at that.
I think it was 18 karat or 24 karat gold mixed in with the paint to make that test.
That is incredible.
And the one in the corner, they actually mixed Jack Daniels in the paint.
No,
So when it was
I have
actually
heard
sprayed,
stuff like this.
They mixed Jack
Yeah.
Daniels into the paint mix. So
I
there's
have heard
actually
this,
Jack Daniels in
yeah.
that paint.
Do you know, I might have heard that at the motorbike show one year. I remember someone saying something
They
then
mixed the paint.
about that.
And we've got some nice custom bikes. I mean, this one I call it Fatty. The guy who built it, his actual proper name is Vicky. A guy called Tony Cooper in North Devon, and he built that bike. And it's just amazing.
Look at the size of the
Size of the tyre, but it rides really well.
Look at the colour on it.
And again, that one at factory.
Look at my hand difference on there compared on the front tyre. That is amazing.
Yeah, well, good, thanks. And then the one next to it, again, special build. Richard, my friend, and Chris Iris. When they had Plymouth Harley Davidson, they built that bike called Black Ice, and that's got nitrous oxide on as well.
Get on.
And it's our little friend Arthur.
Hello, right?
He loves it. He's been coming here now for about 3 years, 4 years.
4 years, I think.
4 years.
What's your favourite bike? I can't choose.
He loves the trike because he likes going out on the back of the trike.
Right.
And we've got Lucas as well. He loves bikes.
What's your
Absolutely
favourite
loves
bike,
it.
Lucas?
Your dad's. An orange Ducati, which his dad's bought as his Steve.
Right.
Laura, and they bought it, and he's going to keep it for when he's old enough to ride it. He'll be a hooligan.
Yeah. Sending around Bovey Tracey.
Why does it smell in here?
I just started up one of the bikes.
It smells nice.
Yeah, that's what you can hear.
So that's one many a show. It used to be down at BMAD as well, and that's called Black Eyes. 360 back end on it as well, which is horrendously big.
Look at that. That's incredible.
And then we do get some sad stories that go with some of the bikes. I mean, the Voodoo bike next to it was a guy who had arranged to have that made, and unfortunately passed away before he could actually ride it.
Oh, that's sad.
And his wife, it must have been a year after, she kept it in the garage for over a year. She came down from Weston-super-Mare to visit her mum, who lived just outside Bovey. And she came in here and couldn't believe what she saw.
Really?
And then she contacted me and turned around and said, my husband's bike is still in the garage. It hasn't done anything since it's been commissioned to be built. You know, I'd love it to go on display.
Yeah,
would you be interested in buying the bike and having it on display? So every time she comes down to visit her mum,
Show it off. Oh, that's amazing.
And the Honda CB654, that's a popular bike. Obviously a custom chop. We're not sure whether it's an Uncle Ben's frame or not.
What age did you say that was?
It's a Honda CB650, and it would have been a normal road bike at one point.
Really?
And
What year is that?
Oh, Christ. Late 70s, something like that.
Wow.
And everybody knows that bike. That's the one bike that I probably have more inquiries to see if they could buy it than anything
Really?
else.
Why is that? Because it's like an old school chopper.
It's a school chop.
Yeah.
With a lovely paint job on it, lovely setup, lovely fishtail pipes.
Are they hard to find now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There can be some out there, but probably not as nice as that.
Yeah, fair.
That sits nicely in the collection.
That's
Next
something
one
you'll
to
always
is-
keep then.
Yeah, that's another chop next to it as well. That's a FJ900 chop. Again, that's been featured in Backstreet Heroes a few times.
It's not just the actual motorbikes, also all of the motorbike models on the wall as well,
All the
including the Harley
memorabilia.
Davidson ones. I love stuff like that.
It's just bits that you acquire over the time.
Yeah.
The Indian next to it is what I call my Asbo bike,
Right.
and that starts, you know why. Everyone knows I'm around when I got that one out. Yeah, that's a lovely bike, Indian FTR. Wanted one for ages.
Looks in really good condition as well.
Yeah. Couldn't find the right one, and then one day, bang, that popped up.
And you've got CCM. CCM, are they still around now?
Gone now.
Shame really, because they've done some nice bikes. They were always at the motorbike show at the NEC
Yeah.
the last few years.
They've had, I'm not sure they've had the final auction, but they've had 3 or 4 auctions now selling all the bits and pieces off from the factory.
Really?
So I'm not sure whether they've gone completely, but
Because that's the Spitfire there, yeah.
that's a Spitfire limited edition as well. I think everything they did was limited edition,
Yeah.
different designs. But
I
that's
always
nice.
like their bikes at the NEC.
Yeah. They're a cool bike. They're only a 600cc single-cylinder engine, so they're not going to ever break any speed records. And the seats never won for doing more than a 50-mile trip on.
So no one was ever interested in buying the brand, it just went bust.
It just went, which is such a shame because they were British as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the reasons why they went.
Shame,
there's a lot
really.
of speculation. There's a lot of bits and pieces that were said, but who knows the truth?
Yeah,
Who
it's a
really
shame.
knows the truth?
Well, that's a little walk around the
You've got the
collection.
Triumphs there as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
These are the original rockets. The one you saw on the other side with 2,500cc. These are what we call the original rockets, first brought out in 2004. Again, that's what we call one of the original ones, but a friend of mine, again, sadly passed away, Brian. That was his bike, and after he passed away, his family came to me and said again about trying to sell his bike, and I said, well, if you're going to sell it, it belongs in.
Yeah, fair.
We organise an event every year called Rocket Day, and Brian won at Rocket Day with that bike.
No way.
And then since then, he actually went off and he had a bigger tyre on the front, a bigger fat end on the back by Steve Taylor. There's a 300 back end on that.
That's super
Carpenter racing exhaust and handle, everything is just lovely. He won at the Ace Cafe as well.
It's nice that you can do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Buy the bikes that people locally have passed away and stuff,
Yeah.
and you can keep
And
it,
they
and the
come
family
here
can
and
still
see it.
come. Yeah.
And like we
100%.
made a tribute to him on the shelf.
Yeah, I love that.
So we've actually got pictures of Brian and myself up there when he won the trophy.
Yeah, that's
And it
pretty
now
cool.
sits here and yeah, it's where it belongs.
There's a face I recognise who comes to Cars and Cuppas.
Oh,
Ashley, yeah.
Well, Ashley used to be in charge of the Triumph shop.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
And he loves his cars.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he absolutely loves his cars. He's got a nice Mercedes or something like that.
He's got an AMG that he did have a
Yeah.
Skyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like his bikes and his cars.
Every time I see him, he said, "I'll see you at the event," and he doesn't show up. So
If it's raining or wet,
Yeah,
you've
he's
got no
not-
chance of getting Ashley out of that. So.
you got the Michelin Man. That's quite cool.
We've got a full-size one as well, but nowhere to put him at the moment.
I'm
And
sure
the bike behind it again, that was a touring bike originally. And when you look at it in the mirror as well,
it's cool having them mirrors there.
and you've got
That's
it's
super
had
cool.
billet handlebars, it's had new racing exhausts, it's had all sorts on it. The back end was completely taken away, so all the back fairing was gone apart from the little. It looks like a little go-kart racing thing or a street bicycle. Got wheelbase shocks on it. It's the guy who had it before me did so much work on it.
Yeah, I love it.
And then the other one, the classic. I mean, that's got Joe Bonamassa on the front. It's got when you look on the tank and you can see it on the mirrors.
Oh yeah, it does. Have a look in the mirrors and
We've got
that.
Eric Clapton on there.
Pick up.
Stevie, is it Stevie Ray Vaughan, something like that? And then Gary Moore on the back fender.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Joe Bonamassa's on the tank. Along with Eric Clapton. The paintwork again is unbelievable.
Would that be something that you'd use, or
No, it's got a 240 front end on it, and it's got a 240 back end as well. And the actual work that went into making that wheel was just, you can't tell how it did it. But that's more of a showpiece, that one. That one gets used. You can start that one up as well. That sounds like a little machine gun.
Your MOT person must absolutely love you. Every day you must be dropping off a bike for MOT.
No, not every day. But yeah, if you ever want something done, John Tremlett.
Really?
And Ashburn. Fantastic.
Just spot on.
Spot on.
What is that for? Just
He doesn't want any more work, so he's not going to appreciate it. Yeah, MOTs and everything. John, he's been running for years. Yeah, really good guy.
I suppose you could probably keep him busy enough.
Yeah, when I put them through. When I want to use something, then I've obviously got to get it. If it hasn't got MOT, it's got to be done. And he always fits me.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, it's a good bloke, John.
I'll tell you what, it's been absolutely amazing having a proper look around. Like I said at the beginning, obviously we come down a few weeks ago just to pop a Reading basically and just see what it's all about. And we were super surprised in what you've got on display. And yeah, to think that all what you've achieved is incredible. It's really nice to see all the bikes, and obviously we recommend. Like, because there'll be people on here obviously just into cars, but they should come down just to see what it's all about.
The F100 pickup. There's
Yeah,
an F150
exactly.
pickup.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a Wrangler Jeep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so is that Jeep yours as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's super cool. But no, it's been absolutely amazing to have a look around all this. So for those that want to find out a little bit more, they can follow you on Facebook, Instagram.
Jolly Bike Shop on Facebook.
And you've also got the website where you can purchase some bits
Yeah.
on there as
There's
well.
bars on there as well.
But I think even if you're not into the model side of it, you can come down, grab a burger, have a look around.
Like I said, there's no entrance fee to come in, so you can just come in and enjoy it.
Yeah, well, Chris, I appreciate that today.
No
It's been
problem.
absolutely awesome. And I'm sure I'll see you on the next one.
No problem.
Nice one,
very
thank you.
much. Another pirate bike.
He's got bikes in there as well.
Yeah. That was a nice bike. That was built over at Union Road, Motorvella. And,
Oh yeah,
and,
you credit them.
Yeah, and then I got Jeff Bennett to do the seat for me. And that's a lovely bike. 1988 Evo engine in that.
Do they do a lot of bikes at Motorbikes?
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of custom stuff.
Yeah, a lot of custom stuff. That's what he specialises in, really. And that was the bike people remember. It was up at Route 5 restaurant at the top of the hill where the Brightside is now.
Ah, so this was their one.
This is the one that was
Yeah.
on Route 5.
And that one of there was from 303.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And that was when I had 16 bikes. There's our
No
old
way,
hair
look at
stripe.
that.
Tall coffee van in the back.
No way. Oh, so that's what it used to be like before you got this building there with the tourist
The
centre.
building was just at the top here. And then we used to have, before the barn was there, before you can sit inside where the barn is, and we used to have a massive gorilla that used to sit up there. And
How many years ago was that?
that was 2018.
Wow. And that's when you're just at the 16.
Yeah. My wife actually bought me a present where she actually paid for it.
Oh, he's looking at the YouTube.
My wife paid for a present for a photographer to come and actually take pictures of all the bikes I had at the time, which was 16 bikes, I think it was. And then she made it into a hardback book.
No way,
That
that's
was my birthday
amazing.
present. So we had to get here for 7 in the morning, pull all the bikes out,
That is
so you
amazing.
can see what bikes I had then in about 2000. I think it was about 2000. Well, that was being built, so it would have been 2020.
Fair play.
And we used to have the Jurassic Jeep as well.
Oh, so you've had this one quite a while then?
Yeah, that was 2020, I would say, because that was just being built, and the horse box Airstream was still there. That was what we served the coffees out of.
Get on, look at that. Do you still have the Jurassic Park?
No, that when we sold all the big dinosaurs to a dinosaur park up in Warsaw.
When as a package?
He came down and he wanted the Jeep.
Makes sense though, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't want to sell the Jeep.
Is that why you've got another one out there?
I bought the other one a couple of years ago, intended to do a jungle theme.
Right.
We just haven't got round to doing it. The Jurassic is the one really. And we used to love driving that around with a dinosaur in the back, a trailer on the back.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it used to get so much attention.
Oh, so is that dinosaur's on the back of a trailer?
Not on that one, but there was another one that we had on the trailer. We used to tow it around.
That's cool. And obviously you've got other merch that you sell, like people can go buy a helmet, buy jackets.
You can buy a helmet, which is not branded by us, but it is proper helmets. We've got some bullet jackets. And then we've got our own branding stuff, which is
nice.
Jollies, and this gets seen everywhere now. The Jollies logo.
What's the story behind the name?
We're talking 1994, and I was doing nautical antiques.
Right.
And so the Jolly Roger has just stayed with me since '94. So it turned from Jolly Roger, which I've kept for the business, and then we call it Jolly's Bike Shop.
Yeah, fair.
And then that's what they do, and people love the t-shirts, and like you say, you go to any event and it's great to see. And I get people sending me pictures from their holidays and sending them out to Australia and New Zealand, and people wearing the tops and saying where they are.
It's super cool.
You know, the other guy, the Polish guy that comes in on a regular basis, he was wearing shirts all the time over in Las Vegas, and so he's sending me pictures.
Cool,
So it's lovely to see.
Jolly's going worldwide. No, awesome. Yeah, so that's obviously the shop section.
Yeah.
So obviously as well, if you're coming down here, you can also purchase some bits and show some support that way as well.